Welcome to today's video, everybody. It's time to finish this. Start with this. This gets me so excited. Ooh, look at all that assembly lube coming on there. All right, well, here we are. SR engine is finally ready to go back together. It's crazy. I want to put the head on today. My goal is to try and get this thing semi-assembled so that pretty much when we come back from Fukushima later on this week, I can pretty much put this into the S15. So I'm going to work on getting all the little parts cleaned up and everything that need to be to go back onto this to then go back into the car. Does that make sense? Yeah, so we've assembled the bottom end. We're going to put everything back in and make it look like an engine again. Yeah, you know what I'm saying. Instead of it being a short block, it's going to be a long block, essentially. I don't know why I'm renting on, but we've got a lot of things to change and do and update. Let my head gasket free. Pretty standard head gasket. Nice multi-layered HKS one. One thing I really like about these head gaskets is if ever you need to figure out if you're SR or RB, there are different telltales in a lot of engines, but especially on SRs, if you need to know if your head gasket's already been upgraded, you can see by this little thing on the front here. And also, if you have a keen eye, you can see the HKS logo sticking out of the side of the block. It's kind of cool. Let's position this in place here, keeping the chain, holding onto that, lifting the tensioner up. That's going to sit there like that. And see how the HKS logo sticks out here of the block? So if you look in through there under the water pipe, you can see it. But the main telltale is this sticks out the front of the engine here. So you can see that, and that indicates whether or not you have an upgraded head gasket. I know like on 4G63s as well as like RBs, you can do the same thing and see if it's got a multi-layer like head gasket aftermarket one, but just a cool little pro tip. The head is now torqued to spec, so that is on there. Not coming off. I don't think I forgot anything. I think we're good. Just got to put the two 10 mils in on the corners here, and then the two big 10 mils that go in here. And that head is not coming off. I am going to clean it though, like just around here it looks kind of filthy, so we'll get that looking nicer. We're doing the lifter bleeder job again. Each lift is getting bled before going into the head. Made a pretty fair few moves ahead. I'm just rushing through this. I know you guys have seen this in the last engine build, the first engine build that we did on this, so kind of just summarizing everything. I really want to get this done before we go home tonight, just because if we can move to straight after I get back from Fukushima, putting this back in the car, everything will line up really well. So trying to get as much done as humanly possible as I can. Pretty exciting moment. All the camshafts are in. I've got the tensioner back in, up to spec. Mazworks are sending me a new bolt and nut, so I'll replace that when that arrives. But for now, I wanted to tension it all so we can turn the motor over and listen to it. Oh, dude, compression feels so good. Oh. We got an engine back, boys and girls. I'm excited about this. Listen to that. And do we still have good tension? Yeah, we do. That's about right. All right, done a couple turnovers and she sounds good. I'm excited. Sounds like everything's all good. I can flip this upside down now and put the oil pan on. But it's super late. I've been grinding away at this for a while, and it just took a lot longer to get all the parts that like previously were on the engine cleaned up, like with the wire brush and stuff, getting all the old silicone off. So things took a little bit longer than expected. And we're prepping a bunch of stuff behind the scenes right now as well for tomorrow's trip up to Fukushima. So things definitely went on longer than expected, but that isn't going to stop me. I mean, what do I have left to do to get the upper oil pan on? I just got to clean the silicone off that, and then I at least want to get the upper oil pan on, because then there's like hardly any way that contaminants can get into the engine. I just want to try and seal this thing up. So I'll at least get the upper oil pan on, but for the most part, she's back together. Like I can go and set the valve cover on it now, and everything's all torqued to spec. I went crazy on everything, even like, you know, as simple as like these front bolts here, I torqued everything this time, not taking anything to chance or feel. So hopefully we've done it right this time. We won't have any problems. I rebuilt an SR in like the matter of like a day. Really, this is the second day, but that's crazy. That's crazy when you think about it. Anyways, I like to think I kind of know what I'm doing with these things now that I've built two of them. Feels good. So Khan brought me some Haribo mix. This is from Dubai. Your family members sent it over to you?
Yeah.
It's pretty good. What's the difference, would you say?
So the only difference is the gelatin. So here in Japan, the gelatin have pig's flesh in it, right? But the gelatin in Dubai, it's like, they don't use pig, of course. They use some other
so it's a halal,
stuff. Yeah, it's halal
gummies.
gummies. Yeah. It says on the back, I believe. Right there, it says halal, I guess.
Hello.
It says
I
E
thought
inside
gelatin
of it.
was made from horse hooves, not pigs.
Depends.
Oh.
Depends, yeah.
Anyways, the reason why I'm taking a quick break and having some gummies, the halal gummies, is done.
Ta-da!
I went a little bit over the top, decided to finish it, but this is a sealing product. Come in the front, Khan, come in the front. They want to see this, they want to see this. This is the moment you've all been waiting for. It's only like 11:59 p.m., but it's done. I can rest tonight knowing that my SR is back together and sealed. And these gummies are good. They kind of do taste a bit different. They taste good.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm not forgetting the knock sensor this time though. Wait, does it go there? Does it go there? Or does it go there? Oh boy. Yeah, it goes here. I'll check this later if that's really where it goes, but I just want to make sure I don't forget that, because last time, is that a 10mm limit? It is. Last time, I literally forgot to put my knock sensor on, and it was the worst experience having to get under the manifold to put it back on. So that's important for knock protection on the Link ECU. But she's done, guys. I feel so accomplished, like so insanely accomplished that I got this thing together so quickly. Like I said, I didn't feel like going over like all the insane details of assembling everything. We did a fair bit of that with the actual like bottom end assembly video, but it's all together and ready. We just got to put manifolds on and drop it in, and all the accessories. which you'll see happen once I get back from Fukushima and all the stuff that's happening this weekend. Which actually brings up another really good thing that I wanted to talk to you guys about. This weekend, I'm doing a 48-hour stream on Twitch. I'm not sure when this video comes out, but I'm doing a 48-hour subathon stream for the entire of Drift Matsuri. Drift Matsuri is this weekend, gonna be there driving, and I want to see if this crazy idea I have is gonna be viable and if there's gonna be a return on investment for it. So just to give you a really quick summary, in the future, I'm planning to keep doing these 48-hour subathon streams for Drift Matsuris. But you're gonna have 5 camera angles that you guys will be able to control and switch between, with certain cooldowns and certain things like donation limits and stuff, right? Also, you'll be able to eventually, after we do, get the camera angle stuff sorted, you'll be able to control boost levels, like 3 different boost modes, have live RPM and speedometer output on the stream, horn control, LED lights inside the car. There'll be berserk modes, like if someone gives like 25 subs, berserk mode, everything just goes crazy. Music track control. It's gonna be like you're driving in a Assetto Corsa, but you'll actually have control of me as the driver. It's gonna be pretty cool. So that's my plan and what we're trying to work on at the moment. I've already got a developer. We've written a bunch of code and programming, and we've already tested it. It's working. So we're like right there, and I'm at the point now where I need to dump a bunch of money into the project to buy these 5 like 4K cameras and stuff like that. And to do that, I'm probably like my budget's going to be around 10 to 15 grand to get all this equipment, and that's probably not going to even cover like the money for the programmer and his time and stuff to get all that done. So I'm really excited to work on this kind of crazy project. Just imagine like watching a live stream, watching me drifting at Ebisu Matsuri, and you guys decide to go from one full in-car view to, oh, let's add the foot camera, let's add an engine bay camera, and then let's also go front, rear, and have that all on the screen at the same time, like a multi-view. So that's where we're going. And if you're interested in seeing that kind of progression with the live streams on Twitch for IRL, then make sure you're following me on Twitch. The link will be down in the description. And once again, a reminder, make sure you're there for this weekend's stream. 48-hour non-stop subathon stream, IRL. Yeah, we're not gonna have all that crazy stuff yet, but this is me testing and seeing if it's viable and if you guys actually want it and want to see it. So come check it out. But for the time being, the engine's built. It's late though, so we're gonna get going and we're gonna pick this video up tomorrow because we got a long drive and we can go hang out with a couple friends that we haven't seen for a while. It's currently the next day and cruising on the highway. I've been driving for the last 2 hours. Still got about another hour and a half left though on the journey. We're not too far away though, but we're in the Z cruising. This thing is so good on the highway. Like, it is so comfortable to drive. The stock seats are kind of, like they're bearable. But the biggest issue I have right now is the drone. Like, if I give this thing any kind of partial throttle, you can hear this like insane drone and it rattles my brain. Like, the exhaust is super loud. But yeah, that's the only thing, like, problem I have with this. So much that I'm kind of thinking about putting the silencer in just when I'm driving this on the highway. But there are a few other things we can do to try and fix it. But for now, I'm just going to pick things up when we get to Fusto's shop at Sidex Japan, and we'll see what the boys are up to. Just arriving now at Sidex, and look at this. Walter's car's all sitting pretty there. He's got his Z there as well. About to be Z brothers. Let's see what the boys are up to. Steve, what'd you break? What's up, bro? What'd you break now?
You break every time. No, last time you no break.
I need you to repaint my whole car and fix the chaser, so I can crash it again and break it again.
You don't fix your car because you no fix, you no crash. You fix, definitely you crash.
We'll see after material, okay? So is this a customer's car?
Yes, this is customer.
Old SSRs, that's cool. Matsuri, is he driving at Matsuri?
Yeah.
That's cool.
This guy, beginner.
Beginner, oh that's cool. That's awesome. Dude, new school course looks amazing.
Yeah.
I can't wait to drive that. No longer gonna break wheels.
Yes, it's good.
Yeah, I'm excited. We got Fusto's FD car up here. This thing looks nice. Doesn't even have any damage on it from the comp this weekend. Love this thing, super jealous. But, this is actually, Steve, this is your old car, right?
Huh?
This is your old car.
This is my car 15 years.
For 15 years?
Yes.
Did you roll this at Nishi?
Yes.
Roll?
No, roll.
Not completely roll?
Spun.
You spun?
And crash.
And crash.
Bug.
and went up. Yeah. This thing is so tweaked in the front. My God, it's like up here, down here. My gosh. Yeah. What's gum family? That thing is so twisted. Yikes.
This brake did 5 for me.
Oh, you snapped like the coil over in two. No, I'm not surprised, dude. This thing is so tweaked. I've never seen like it lifted up in the front like that. That's so weird. It's like...
Look, brake cylinder.
The brake cylinder?
Yeah.
Oh, it's pushed into the firewall.
No point.
Dude, you can't fix that. I mean, you could, I guess, if you really tried hard enough. But that's bad.
Yeah.
Did you have fun though?
I think I sell this car.
Oh, you're gonna sell it?
Yeah. Have paper.
People fix that? Okay, well, I wish them all the best of luck. This is Fusto's new practice car that they're working on. This thing's still, I think, in the same condition we saw it last in, actually. Yeah, no time to work on the practice car when they had to get that thing all redone. But this thing's going to be cool. S15 with a 1JZ. This actually came out of his Mark II. Yo, this actually looks a little sad. 100, 95, 100, 100, 100, 95. Isn't there supposed to be a little bit more compression in these? Yikes. Hopefully Fusto is not going to be asking me for that spare 1J I have sitting out there for when mine goes. And then this is Steve's new car, I think. Steve, this your new car? This is your new practice car, right?
Yeah.
This one's practice car. This thing's cool. He fixed this one. This one's a little crashed too, but he's got it all fixed up and kind of tube front end. This will be cool. Nice little TD06 setup, which is pretty much like the old go-to turbo setup on SRs. The new go-to is the G25. Yeah, pretty straightforward. Sidex is always a cool shop. These guys, I think Steve's gonna be here working till late. Fusto, I was gonna hang out with him, but he had to go pick up a car in Saitama, actually like back towards Tokyo where I came from. So he's not gonna be here till super late, till 10 PM, and I wanna get to the hotel, enjoy the onsen and all that kind of stuff, so. Oops, left the door open. Shall we close that? Mosquitoes up here are pretty crazy in the mountains. But yeah, we're gonna be hanging out with these guys for the next few days, working on the Z and getting a whole bunch of stuff sorted. So it should be really good. 2 days? 2 days? We can get everything done in 2 days, yeah?
3 days.
3 days? He says 3 days. It's gonna be fun though, I'm excited. A while ago, I picked up this spare 1JZ engine from my friend Milky. You guys might know him. We'll probably be hanging out with him at Drift Matsuri. And this engine was in his chaser, and it was told to him that it had a blown head gasket. From our diagnosis, we can't find really anything wrong with it. So, but I'm still going to pull the head off and send it to the machine shop, and I'm going to put probably some forged internals in there. Whether we go with like Brian Crower or HKS, I'm not sure yet. Whatever's in stock and I can get my hands on right now, that's kind of the limiting factor these days with any kind of engine build, is just what you can get in stock. And I know HKS has a lot of stock because everything's generally made in Japan from them. So we'll do that. You can see it looks like he had some pulley crank walk issues because the pulley was eating into the cover a whole bunch here. So that's a bit yikes, but yeah, definitely a lot of oil leaks and stuff. But this thing was a pretty strong engine, and it was in his car for many years, and he shredded this thing. So giving this thing a fresh new life, I think, is going to be pretty cool. And this is going to be my spare forged engine on the side for the chaser for when that motor, you know, decides to give out, or we end up just, you know, putting the forged motor in and getting that one sent off to get forged as well and become a spare, because I never want to have a piston or a conrod or anything come off, and I want to be able to, you know, have something a little bit more insane on the hot side that we can have a bit more control with and make a little bit more power. Now, on 1JZs, you are pretty limited just because of how tiny the exhaust ports are. Like, that is really small. Compared to a 2JZ, they're much bigger. Actually, there's a 2JZ here. This is kind of like JZ heaven here. See on the JZ there, much bigger, and it's more of like a elongated kind of oval size compared to the 1JZ is just this tiny little circle. So your biggest limiting factor on 1Js is exhaust flow out of the ports on the stock head. The other issue as well, I believe, is back pressure, because, you know, if you get a big turbo on there and trying to force too much, and you don't have enough like flow through those ports, so you get a fair bit of back pressure in the valves and things like that. But anyways, that aside, if we can get a 1JZ to make like roughly around like 500, with a good like responsive turbo setup that's only there for if we ever do a competition. Like I want to start doing some more of Ebisu's EDS competition because it's just a lot of fun. It's all tracks at Ebisu, and there's a fair few comps here that happen like throughout the year. And I think it'll just be really good practice and stuff like that. And if I can make the chaser like for comp mode, just like, you know, open up the ECU or flick a switch on the dash and it's like crazy boost mode, making insane horsepower for comps and tandems, and then, you know, flick a switch and go back down to like Matsuri mode or like just hang with the friends mode at like a happy 400. Yeah, like that would be really, really good. And a reliable forged engine, I think you can't go wrong with that. And always just having an engine spare, I think is just, you know, big brain move, big PP move, if you know what I'm saying. Anyways, I always love coming here. The parts here are always insane, and it's always actually it's reassuring to know that there's a good chance that if I break anything at the track, there's, you know, they've most likely got it here. So now that borders are all starting to open up here in Japan as well, I think it's a good time to remind you guys, if you want to get a missile here at Ebisu, these are the guys you want to talk to. Sidex Japan, they have a paint booth and everything all here. Actually, this is their temporary paint booth. They have a whole brand new one that's coming through and getting shipped over, and it's going to go in this spot. I'm going to be much more professional, so that's going to be really cool. They'll be able to do even better paintwork here. But for missiles, I mean, this has been fine for now, but yeah, they need to get a proper one with proper ventilation and like the suction floors, which they are. So that's going to be cool. But anyways, that aside, like I said, if you guys want to get a missile, if you guys want to start drifting at Ebisu, they even have rental cars and stuff like that. Sidex Japan is who you want to contact and what you want to set yourself up with support and stuff. They're amazing, their prices are good, and they're just really, really happy like people. I don't know how else to explain it, but I just really love what they do and they help me out a bunch. So if you guys want to get a car over here and drift at Ebisu with me sometime, hit up Sidex, okay?
Wow.
What'd you find, Steve?
Look this.
Is that just welded onto the back of the turbo? Do you have to take that out?
Yeah.
Oh,
No.
This is one of those bing bong F your life moments.
I don't understand guy make this, bro. Why?
Oh God. Well, I'm glad I'm not you today. At least they didn't weld this flange, the 3-bolt. You can undo it here, but you'll have to take the exhaust manifold off and pull the whole thing out.
Yeah.
They probably welded the turbo to the T3 flange maybe too. Maybe manifold, turbo, and elbow all welded together. It's a missile, right? It's meant to be dodgy. Hey, cool. Free spare hose clamp. I like that. Spare hose clamp there in case it's needed. Oh well, it's a 180.
Okay, fix everything.
Fix everything, Steve. I'll come back tomorrow. This will be done, yeah?
No.
I love Steve. As you can see, always got a good attitude here. His job just went from like probably an hour's job to 2-3 hour job just because someone's welded all of those pipes and things together to the turbo. I understand why they did it because that's obviously an issue with the gaskets and everything always coming loose, but yeah, that's never fun when you know, you think the job's going to be pretty simple and you can undo those usual parts, and then finding out everything's glued together like that sucks.